think that it's in the title. You know, I was just thinking about that actually earlier. If somebody just reads Solvent, because I put a snippet on my status yesterday, I think, and somebody may just read it as solvents and not the word is separated as soul vents, a venting of the soul. This is the soul venting to. We're releasing everything from the soul, everything we've been through up to this point, everything we want it to be, everything we're evolving into going forward. So that's exactly what it is. It's all in the title. Soul Vent is such a deep title. It's just there. It's the venting of the soul. It's the death of ego. Is and rising up like a phoenix to move forward for the second half of your life. That's how I see it. Yeah, so I think it's 20 years. I'm not going to days, but yeah, it's been that long. Went to varsity together. We're young and hopeful. We came together because I think the love of the same kind of music kind of brought us together. I don't know if that was what initially brought us together, but it culminated into that. I think at the university space during that era, we were co-founders in the hip-hop movement, a very famous hip-hop movement called Lefoko, in which Blaq and I were part of the founding membership. And from the town where we went to university, it was already kind of a hip-hop kind of town. This is where grades like Double HP come from, Casper Nyovest comes from, Kulichana comes from. We're all kind of from living in the same neighborhood, to be honest with you. So that environment was just perfect for the love of the music that we all had. The space was great to harness our friendship as well. So we ran Lefoko for a while, amongst other things, and then as we went along, we just became best of friends. Our kids have grown up together. We both had our kids around the same time. Our kids are around the same age. And they actually grew up together. They still are friends today. And when Blaq was the producer, our main producer for that hip-hop movement, we were a combination of artists and designers, graphic designers, and I was actually a host for our shows. We used to hold shows. I used to host the shows with a few more friends of ours, and we grew this movement. It became a big movement. In fact, Casper Nyovest and other artists actually went through our ranks during that time. And our friendship blossomed like that. So when Blaq left South Africa, we just maintained our friendship till this day. But yes, Blaq is one of my favorite producers of all time, and that's not putting anything lightly. He knows that he's one of my favorite producers, and I was just so lucky to be in that vicinity with so much art around me. So that's just basically how our friendship has grown.
I am so glad you've mentioned that he is one of your favorite producers of all time, because during our conversation, he has mentioned how you invested in him earlier with equipment and what have you. What did you see then in Blaq? What did you hear?
His sound. There was something about, because I was there from the very beginning, from when he started even making music. And no, he says I invested in all that. Yes, but he was my friend and he was this great producer and we're doing stuff. I didn't see it as such. He tells me that all the time. But I didn't see it as such. At the time, it was just, oh man, let's do this, you know? He was part of the production crew. I was more into the administration and I wanted to be in the background. But yeah, what I saw in his music though, why he became one of my favorite, I think it's actually number 2. Next to J Dilla.
After Dilla.
Yes. And after J Dilla, he knows after J Dilla, it's
after James Yancey.
After James Yancey, it's Blaq for me. And I've tried to describe his sound got me. There was a soul in his sound that he combined with the hip hop sound, and he can do everything now. But back then it was just a hip hop sound. He actually introduced me to a lot of neo soul. He actually introduced me to all the sound I'm still stuck with today that he keeps on telling me to move from, which I'm trying to. But the sound got me. It was such a soulful sound, a unique sound, I thought. And above everything, I think it was the African feel to his hip hop that I really appreciated. There was an African feel to it that I don't think anybody else heard to that extent. And don't get me wrong, he was the best producer we had, still is the best producer we have in our list. But at the time, before the world knew him, I take pride in one of the first people to really enjoy his sound at a deep level. I was a serious fan just for the art. It had nothing to do with him being my friend or whatever it was. It was just, this is the sound I want to listen to, you know? So much so that I dabbled a little bit in beat making as well. And I can tell you, even when I made my own music, the short stint I did, it was modeled under Blaq sound. Yes, the direction I got it from his sound. So I thought his sound was unique, and it still is. Yeah, a unique African soulful sound that I really appreciate.
From his earlier projects and taking into consideration that you were there during the inception up until now with Snappy8, what can you say about the evolution of his sound?
My goodness, man, what can I not say? It's grown. He can do anything now. You know what? It's a good question, because what I really appreciate is he's never been stagnant in his sound. He wants to explore everything and anything. So I think his sound has grown. The quality has grown, definitely, because, as I'm saying, I was there from inception. So I was there when he made his first kicks and snares. So to hear the sound now, I'm one of those people who can definitely tell you that the quality of the sound has grown. The range of his sound has also grown, and just how he approaches the game. Akili is produced for artists that are huge, right now that he's on a first name basis with. He's got them on his phone. They still use his music, and he could produce for a rock band. He could do amapiano if he liked to. So I think his sound has grown. It's mature, and he uses a lot. His range of instruments actually has grown. So I think he uses more. There's more music in his music, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
There are more instruments, there are more melodies, deep, rich melodies. So that's what I can say about his growth as a producer, as an artist.
And one of the things you've mentioned is his evolution, which we have talked about incidentally. We've talked about his evolution in his craft, but also we've discussed dissolving and transitioning, and an evolution also of the person. And part of this has also involved the kind of conversations that you have had with him the entire year. And what do those conversations mean to you, and or what has stood out about them?
Wow, everything. Everything I'm speaking, there's no hyperbole whatsoever. The conversations are what molded this specific project. We've explored the depths of human behavior. We've explored the depths of growth as a man. We've explored business. We've explored construction. We've explored everything. Black and I, we call it school. We went through a lot this year together, and our conversations, we speak every day. Our conversations were therapeutic and very much needed at the time. So we actually helped each other grow this year in ways that are going to have changed our lives for the rest of our lives. It's quite possibly the most important year of my life. I can tell you that from my perspective, in terms of how I see everything. Just walking outside, trees, cars, people walking around, everything looks different now from the conversations we've had this year. Yeah, it's just you see, we're around the same age, Black and I. So how it all started was we were trying to figure out how to tally how our lives have evolved up to this point. And like I said, both our kids are the same age. They were born around the same time, and they kind of grew up together. So we've been through all stages of life, most stages of life together. So we're trying to tally up, okay, so what have we done up to this point? Where are the mistakes that we've made, and how do we live the rest of our lives? And our conversations have been the backbone of our transition. So it's a very deep project for both of us. And I think that's what I can say about that. But just to wrap it all up, the sound is a reflection of our story. And not just our story, just the story of a man who's reached the ages we have reached, and is trying to move forward in a in a more evolved way. So yeah, there's more to it that maybe may not be able to express now, but yeah, very important that we've talked about everything.
That's a perfect place to wrap it, because he has shared the same sentiments about how you've talked about everything and anything. So you've echoed.
Yes.
2 hours in this.
You've echoed the same sentiments and shared the same experiences as he has. And thank you, Jay. Thank you so much.